Alright. Shalom, Unicorns. It's Ellie here. And so, this is a topic that I have not talked about in detail at all on the internet. And it's just time. It's just time. A lot of you know me for assisting and helping someone else in their legal situation, and I spoke on that on my Instagram. So, if you want to see information about that, my Instagram is at Real Talk with Ellie, talk with two K's. And so you can see about that on Instagram. In this situation, I will be speaking about my situation happening with my family. Dragon said, peace, goddess, grand rising. J. Kuji said, yo, grand rising. Appreciate you on the other live too. I couldn't say too much as far as like replying too much. I had to get the message out, but I could be a little more interactive here. This has been a very difficult situation. Like, y'all see the title. It says 3 years. It wasn't supposed to be 3 years. My ex-husband and I, we're not super rich people who have a bunch of assets. We only have one child. We don't have a lot to divorce over. There's no reason that it should have taken this long. And I'm fully at the point where when people say things like there was a messy divorce, it was a long divorce, it has nothing to do with the lawyers, because sometimes they do interfere with things and try to get more money, but we don't have lawyers. I have a legal team now, but I didn't hire a lawyer. I'm getting legal assistance. The state provides you that for free. Like I said, we don't have a whole bunch of assets. We got to split things down the middle. We got to sell things. We don't have any of that. Oshira, peace, gratitude. Okay. We don't have all of that to deal with. We got married very young, and things were not going to get better in our relationship once we hit a certain peak, and then we plateaued, and then we started going down. It started going down. It wasn't going to get any better. So the decision to split up was already there. We haven't even been like together in several years. Even before a lot of y'all got to know me in this spiritual space. Like, I have my other YouTube channels. A lot of people from the real estate community, they know our come up story. We came up together as a couple. We were a young power couple in real estate. It just was what it was. And so that legacy, I took it and started making educational content for people, so I wouldn't just be an empty vessel left being bitter and a chip on my shoulder because of a divorce and embarrassment from it. I took the gifts that I already have. Content creation, I write, so I have ebooks and courses available for people to learn about real estate now. Since I'm no longer able to do deals by myself. We were doing deals together because that's how our team worked. And so when I'm by myself, being also a single mother, raising our child by myself, I didn't have the bandwidth within me to do deals like that. So I have been making it on my own just by content creation and building up my online business and the website. I say all that to say this. We don't have nothing. There is nothing for our court case to be taking this long besides his stubbornness. In 2020, I'm going to pull up a picture. In 2020, he brought the documents to me. He had already left. He did not quarantine with me and my son. He quarantined with his current girlfriend. And he decided that he no longer wanted to be with me and he no longer wanted to live with us anymore. So in 2020, he brought the divorce documents. That's his hand and that's my hand with the money in it. And these are the documents that I signed. Y'all can recognize the garage, my chippy garage back at the crib that I used to stay at. Okay, that was at my house where I was, where we both used to live together. So I had already shared, like, gave my share of the money for us to get divorced, and I signed those documents. He did not sign the documents and turn them into the court. So he took my money, did whatever he wanted to do, and still to this day has not turned in those documents, while simultaneously conspiring with other people in his family, people in my family, predominantly my mother. And during during that time period, they would say things like, oh, he said you can go stay with them, knowing that he is living with his girlfriend that does not like me. And I would bring that up to him, and I would say, okay, you're offering to allow me to stay with you, and then you're saying other things like you're going to help me get an apartment, and you're going to pay my deposit and my rent and stuff like that, but you're with somebody who does not like me. How does that work? How does that make sense? So in the midst of even that period of time, him and my mother were saying things like this. And so fast forward, I'm gonna read y'all's comments real quick. Jay said, I'm always right for you, Ellie. Keep it real over rich, period. Greatly appreciate it. Sharon Walter said, greetings, Empress and everyone. Grand Rising, Sharon. Freethinker said, just not getting in. Based off my perspective, why doesn't he want to be with you? Rhetorical. It's not like you're on dumb shit. LMAO. Existence is weird. Existence is very, very strange. I will answer that question. I asked him, what did I do to you? He never answered that question. During one of his visits from wherever he was staying at, and he would come to visit me and our son, he admitted to me that I'm too good for him. And then on another occasion, he said, I asked for constructive criticism because I know that I'm ready to move on. So I'm like, okay, who better to ask about my problems than the person that I was having problems with? So I said, just give me straight up, what did you dislike about me in our relationship? Hold on. Oh bad, yo. I got something stuck in my tooth. Don't mind me. I just ate some food. Okay. I'm coming back. All right here. I don't want y'all to see me being crazy with my fingers in my mouth. um, he said that I hold grudges. And I realized that that's just a projection because he was an infidel. He would cheat on me a lot. And so it's like, you can't say that I hold grudges when I'm holding you accountable for you saying that you weren't going to cheat on me again, and then you do it again, and then I say you're a liar. You did this before. That's not holding a grudge. So I never got any constructive criticism on why he doesn't actually like me. He said, like, two. He said that I smell weird. And the thing was, he was trying to get with me. Like, he had his girlfriend at the event that we were at with his family members, and he was trying to sleep with me. And then when I said no, he said I smelled weird. And I was like, well, you were trying to sleep with me. I said no to you, so I don't know. Like, I don't, this is, like, TMI a little bit, but like when I was growing up, I always had to use like men's deodorant. I always had to use super, super strong deodorant, two different types of deodorant at the same time, just stuff like that. And then once I learned about the aluminum in deodorant and how the reason that they make deodorant the way that they make it is so you can keep buying it, so you can use deodorant. I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't know that at the time, so I was still using regular deodorant. I was transitioning, but I was still using regular deodorant. But other than that, like, he had no actual reason for leaving me. Even in the documents, we just wanted to make it to where we had unreconcilable differences. Because y'all know I'm cool if he wanted to have other people in our relationship, whether it was an open relationship. I was talking about polyamory at the time. I didn't want a sexual partner. I just wanted somebody who was also a companion with me. But he just wanted to fuck bitches. Like, that wasn't, he couldn't get it. I was like, a poly relationship is consensual. This is not, you don't, I'm telling you that I am okay with you having another partner, and you're choosing to lie to me and cheat on me. And so I wasn't even planning on speaking about that, so I'm glad you even asked the question. So it's like, why are we even splitting up? He just wanted to leave. He didn't want to, like, it wasn't even about being faithful. He didn't want to be honest. He didn't want to be honest. If me being his only partner was not my problem, that wasn't an issue for me. I just said, you be honest with me and let me know what you got going on, and I'm fine. But he couldn't be honest, so he would lie to me and he would cheat on me with other people who even were in marriages. And so it wouldn't make sense. We never had a girlfriend that was unmarried who we could be cool with. We never had that. He always had to be sneaky and be with somebody who we just logically could never ever be with. So yeah, I don't mean to be one of those people and be like it's all his fault, but I asked him, I said, what can I do better as a person? He was upset that I wouldn't work a job, but like, I was working while I was pregnant, so once I gave birth, I wasn't trying to work a job. I'm like, we already have our business, so you're mad that I'd rather work on our actual legacy instead of go work for someone else and take time away from what we had already started building. And even after he got into his relationship with his current girlfriend, he said that the reason he doesn't want to work on our legacy for our son, we're not working together as a couple anymore. We were just going to do real estate so we could pass it down. We could have some passive income for ourselves and we could pass it down to our son. He said that his girlfriend didn't want to do that, or didn't want us to do that. Yeah, I'm still legally married to the dude. So I don't know. Sharon Walters said, I'm in church now. I can join, but I need your IG name. I forgot it. It's Real Talk with Ellie. Talk with 2Ks. Jay said, you ain't wrong. Existence is weird. Tooth LMA. No, not the Lazowski. No, I swear. I swear. Freethinker said, what is she doing in her everyday life as well as him? If them both aren't growing their own food, learning natural ways of living, then why would he downgrade? I don't know. And she's also white too. We were trying to like hang out together and stuff, like for certain events. And I asked her like, so are you into like BLM or anything? Because it is what it is. But for white people, if they were to support BLM, that's a big deal. But they didn't do that. I don't know. And then all their family was, I'm not superficial, but this is what happened. Their family was all tripping because I have modeling experience, and y'all know I'm a content creator. Y'all know that these niggas be in my DMs like crazy. So she's just not as attractive as me, and it has nothing to do with her being white. He could have got like a beautiful ass, pretty ass white girl, but she's just not that. And so his family was tripping like, bro, there ain't no fucking way you left her for her, sort of thing. And I was just like, I'm not tripping. You want to leave? Go. I don't know. He's not ugly, so I don't know. And they're not into organic stuff either. Like, even the food that they were eating, just, I mean, I'm not saying everybody has to be vegan or vegetarian, but like, it wasn't even organic to any extent. It wasn't like good food. And I asked him if she knew how to cook, and he straight capped to my face. Like, I know he lied. He was like, yeah. I'm like, no, she doesn't. Because if that was the case, by the time I picked up my son, he wouldn't have been sick. But I'm going to get to that later. Freethinker said, but at the same time, I don't know any of y'all personally outside of the internet, so this is only based on what I see, so share my viewpoint. Yeah, you were accurate. Kenneth Brown said, Asha Empress. Asha, Grand Rising. Freethinker said, he can just say that though. Zen said, funny because I always had to use women's deodorant. It always worked better for me. I don't know, and I don't care why. As long as it works, I'm game. Yeah, I don't, they do this stuff on purpose, and they make our hormones weird. Freethinker said, I'm mono, lol. That's just me though. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. I don't have an issue with either. It's just I'm just, people are bad people, so it don't matter what you prefer. It's just like, what type of partner is you getting, because people just not good out here. Kenneth Brown said, breaking news. I know you believe me. The Pleiadians came through my apartment yesterday, walked right in my apartment, and went back on the ship. Okay. Yeah, they out here. I mean, they've been trying to get our attention for the longest time. Now they gotta walk in niggas' cribs. Like, they walked in my house a few months ago. It wasn't Pleiadians though. It was the Blue Avians. Yeah, they just walking in niggas' cribs now. They're trying to let us know a whole lot of stuff, but folks not listening. Freethinker said, did you know this before procreating? What type of guy he was? Did you have any doubts? My sis got a jerk. Why now? Now she's single with 2 kids. So I didn't think that it was this bad, because when I met him, we were both in high school. So I knew that there was a possibility that he was potentially someone else's baby father, but then it comes to find out that she had a different baby dad. But from what we were observing at the time, he was like, if it is my son, I'm gonna be there for him, and I just want to let you know that this is the situation going on, and I'm being honest. So I thought he was very forthright and honest. I didn't think, like, he wasn't trying to hide that from me. He told me that straight up. He was like, yeah, this is potentially my baby mom. I was like, okay. Turns out she wasn't his baby mom, but I was prepared at that time. I was like, okay, well, like, this guy, like, we had aligning interests and goals in life, so that was why I was even attracted to him. Like, yeah, he looks nice and I look nice, but like, he had the type of mindset that I really admired. And so when it came to the relationship stuff, he was just like one of those guys who was attractive. He was an athlete and he had a lot of girlfriends. I didn't see it as a problem, especially when he was so forthright about his previous situation, about potentially having a baby mom. And I'm like, oh, he's being honest with me. So I didn't think that certain behaviors would actually worsen into older adulthood. He got worse. He got way worse than when we met. It wasn't this bad when we were basically children and we were together. When we met, he was 17 and I was 16. I'm pretty sure we met before, but we got together when at that time period. Freethinker said, my niece 8 months now and he don't even be around her. People generally don't want a relationship. They say they want sex, but my thing is just say that. I know, right? Like, just say that. But we were in an actual relationship. We moved in together, like, started our business together. Like, we were together. Freethinker said, y'all got a divorce ASAP, in my opinion, because of the system set up. I know, I'm trying. I know. Okay, he said, I'll be back, gotta take this to work. Okay. Sharon Walters said, text the name of your IG in the comment, please. I want to write it down. It's the same as my Cash App. So if you see the pinned comment, It's the exact same as that. Just instead of the $sign, it's the at symbol. Jermaine, we said pass. I don't know why you said that, Jermaine. Willie Evans said, it's fun learning law. Got me 10K plus my legal fee. Okay. Yo, law is where it's at. I recently learned how, like, vibing the industry is. Because it's really boring. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of documents. And most people don't like it because, you know, they don't want to read. I like reading. And do you know how much tea is in law? Like, I read several, like, you know, President 45. I read his, it wasn't a lawsuit, but people audited his tax returns. And I read the FTX class action lawsuit. I'm like, yeah, law is vibing. You learn so much. Goon said, hi, Ellie. Hey, Goop. I said Goon. I meant to say Goop. Hey, Grand Rising. Zen said, have you ever considered he's a part of the system in some way? Oh, I'm getting to that. Yeah. Jermaine said, do you have tips for past life regression and lucid dreams? They deleted my comment. Oh, they deleted your comment. That's wild. I mean, I do. I'm just not talking about that right now in this video. Like, you can read the title. Willie Evans said, learning all the loopholes and etc. Right. Freethinker said, is there a fee to divorce? There is a fee to divorce. It is. However, there are different, like Willie said, there's different loopholes and stuff like that. And so you can get certain things omitted. So with me being at my current status, I'm a single mom, and you know, this and that and all that, I can get certain discounts, or I can get different omissions, I can get, you know, stuff like that. But like the reason that I do have my Cash App, my membership, and 2 different donation links in the description box is so whatever does come up, I would appreciate if y'all could support me in that way. So I'll go ahead and explain that a little bit. So you can donate to me directly as far as my Cash App goes and stuff like that. However, I would very honestly prefer that you go to my real estate website and buy products off of there, so that, you know, I don't want people to just think that I'm just trying to take people's money. I steer very, very clear away from that. So if you would like to, you can donate with Cash App, but I'm just letting you know, I would honestly prefer you buy products from my website. My products start at $3.33, and the least expensive ebook I have on there is $11.11. And if you would like to donate with a debit card or a credit card outside of Cash App, I do have a link for that as well. And then you get 2 free gifts with that, 2 NFT gifts. Yeah. And the last donation option is community based, and I will be the head organizer for it, as far as getting community gardens together and purchasing land and everything like that. And so, will that help me with my case directly? Not necessarily. However, I just feel like this is a appropriate opportunity to still let people know I am looking to build. It's just I can't partner with anyone at this point. So what I can do is get your donations and give you direct updates on what I'm doing with those finances if you decide to donate to starting gardens and buying land for that. So that's what I can do in that aspect. But if you would like to support me directly, my Cash App is there. The link to use a debit card or a credit card is there. And you can buy things directly off of my real estate education website. Freethinker says, so what's holding up his end? So he just don't want to do it. Like I said earlier, I'm going to show this picture again. In 2020, he showed up to the house that we both lived in. This is his hand and his arm right here. This is my hand with the money in it. That's my money. And these are the documents that I signed. And this is also his hand. You could tell by the nails. His nails are way longer than mine are. Mine are really short. So those are the documents that I signed. That's the money that I shared for him to get things done. And he was supposed to take care of the rest. That was what he said he was going to do. Okay, so not only did he choose not to file those documents that I had already signed, after, this was in 2022, so it had already been 2 years. 2021 had passed, and 2022 had passed, or most of the year rather. And he's already had another child and everything, and we're supposed to have a healthy co-parenting relationship, and he had our son with him as well as his new child. And so by the time late 2022 came around, I realized he just wasn't going to finish anything, because he told me it was a financial holdup, but it wasn't, because if it was, I'm just putting two and two together. He asked to have MJ with him, so he asked to have our son with him, and he had the newborn baby with him. So if there was a financial holdup, you should have held back on trying to have both kids at the same time, and we just finished the divorce first, and then you can have both of the kids with you. So it's just, I put all that together by the time the end of the year came, because he also too, he had asked me for some money for NJ's school supplies. Hold on. He asked me to help with NJ's school supplies, and so I had sent him that. Did I put it in here? Is this it? Yeah. So I sent him money for NJ's school supplies. Oh, hold up. So I had sent him $100 for NJ school supplies for him to start kindergarten. And that was at the end of July, mid to late July. And so, he tried to say I'm a deadbeat mother and all this other stuff, but I'm actively supporting him. And I had food stamps at that time as well. I had also sent him money for food stamps for NJ to have whatever food was necessary. And so I'm being a co-parent. Even with all that, he still never finished his end of the documents and never turned anything in. And so by the time late 2022 came, then I just was like, you know what, he's not gonna do it, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. So I got my own documents and I signed them as the plaintiff, because on his documents I was a defendant. He was divorcing me, which was the case. He left me. I was trying to work it out, but he decided that he didn't want to work it out anymore. So he was the plaintiff, I was the defendant. So then I decided, I was like, since he's not gonna do it, I'm just gonna do it. So then I got my documents. I was the plaintiff, he was the defendant. I was now divorcing him. I was still keeping the terms the same. I wasn't going to bring up the infidelity. I wasn't going to bring up any of the issues. I wasn't going to bring up his new child. I just put on the documents, irreconcilable differences. This is a mutual divorce agreement. We're going to get this done. And so then I sent him those documents, and not only did I send them to him, I wanted there to be a paper trail and proof that I'm doing what I'm doing. So I sent it to him, I sent it to different people in our family, and I sent it to my son's school. His school had never contacted me ever before, so I wanted there to be a record of some legal organization knowing that I'm attempting to complete this. And so since we do have a child, I wanted the school to know about our custody situation. And it's in the documents that Like, they didn't get the copy of the documents, but I let them know about the situation. But it's in the documents that I was agreeing to shared custody. There was not supposed to be a custody battle. He's threatened to try to take me to court for a custody battle for no reason. This was before, yeah, this was before he even had MJ with him. He was trying to like argue about it. It's just like bitch nigga shit, you know? Like, most of the time you'll hear these stories and hear about a baby mama saying stuff like that, but he was the more feminine one in the situation, and I was being very masculine and being very level-headed in it. And so he was like, I have it here in one of the screenshots, but I'm not gonna look for it right now. But he was like, and I'm gonna fight for MJ in court. And I'm like, why are you saying you want to fight for MJ in court when we agreed to share custody? Like, you never shared that there's a problem with my parenting, and there's no reason for you to try to fight for our son when I'm openly always agreeing for you to see him whenever you want to. And so I sent him those documents at the end of 2022. And I repeatedly contacted him, those family members, and my son's school for about a month. And I let them know this is the documents that we signed before, but I am now approaching him about it since he refuses to turn in the documents that I had already signed, and I had already paid for. And so just let him know, because the school, they could have sent a note home and been like, or called him and been like, hey, your ex-wife is contacting us, like, do you know what's going on, like that sort of thing. And our relatives were very well aware of it. So they're our relatives, they talk, they know what's going on, they're talking to him. Like, all they had to say was, hey, just go ahead and sign the documents, like, you already left, like, you already got this going on, like, what's the issue? And so instead of doing that, after the final time of me sending a reminder for him to sign the documents, him and his girlfriend end up getting both of the children taken away by Child Protective Services. And so the state of Tennessee was holding both of the children for a good while. My son was taken to a hospital in another city to get a forensic interview done and a forensic exam because of child abuse. There was bruising all over his body, every single part of his body, his head, neck, chest, stomach, legs, feet, all over his body was bruised, his whole body. And so now it's the state of Tennessee versus him and his girlfriend. I did not open up this lawsuit. This is a Child Protective Services issue now when it comes to my son. And so when that happened, that case opened, then the divorce got put on the back burner as far as being concerned about it. And this is where, like, more issues start coming in as far as people in our family conspiring against me despite the fact that they know what's going on. So I'm gonna read y'all's comments and I'm gonna get to that. Okay, Jason, I'm gonna be right back. Niggas' fingernails longer than women's nails nowadays. There's other guys in my family with nails like that, so they just got stronger nails. But anyway, Willie Evans said that Franco, I don't know what that means. Freethinker said, okay, I'm driving, but thanks for being open about it. Can you counter it? This is why I believe in spiritual commitment only. Yeah, I don't believe in court marriages anymore. Like, after experiencing what I've experienced with this situation, I will never legally get married again, ever. It's not so much that I don't trust that person with, being committed to me. I feel like once you get a marriage license with the state, I feel like that's a curse in itself, and they intentionally make it where people want a divorce. That's how I genuinely feel at this point. I genuinely feel like that. Because there's people who even stay legally married, but they're separated, and then they still get child support because they aren't together anymore. But according to the state, they're still legally married. But it's so crazy getting a divorce that people sometimes just say, forget it, I'm not going to get divorced, I'm just going to split up and do my own thing, and I'll just pay child support. The state still gets a cut of that. So yeah, no, I will never legally get married again. Oh, he talking about the Franco Changular. Ah, yeah, I was lost. Yeah, got the little drip. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Jay, because I didn't know. I did not know. Free Thinker said, "Yep, def a learning lesson. When I found out that divorce courts existed, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it doesn't make sense because you're supposed to get married for the right reasons anyway, and I thought we got married for the right reasons because even when we were getting married, like I was pregnant already, so we had already been living together at that time, and I told him, I was like, look, if you don't want to get married right now, or if you don't want to marry me at all, I'm fine with that. I wasn't forcing him to marry me. I wasn't trying to pressure him. I wasn't tripping. He had even proposed to me twice, and I said no because it was a bullshit proposal. He was like joking about it. I was like, no. So I didn't even accept his proposal until he made a serious proposal, and it was a sweet ass proposal too. So that's why I be confused. I be like, why did you do all this for me and put so much effort into this relationship just to be on so much bullshit? Jay said, I ain't gonna see me get married like what Chief Keef said. I don't want no married. Bang, bang. Free Thinker said, I was real young. My thought process was, if divorce courts exist, why get married? Yeah, no one puts it into perspective for real, but it is what it is. Okay, so the thing with the conspiracy or people in our families conspiring against me, I had went public about the fact that he was refusing to divorce me on my Facebook page, and people in our families were acting like I was being irrational. And this is the problem with black people. Like, I don't like calling people retarded. I don't like calling people slow. I don't like having to verbalize these things that make it seem like I'm putting somebody down. But if somebody's comprehension skills are so low to where they can't consciously make the decision to realize that this person is doing wrong and there's a reason that this other person has to publicly defend themselves, I have no choice but to say, yeah, you are probably missing some brain cells somewhere. Because why do you think it's okay to say that I'm wrong for calling out the fact that he is wrong? And finding out that different family members, both in-laws and my blood family, like, because in-laws, I expect them to ride or die for him, but it's like, it's still the situation of what it is. That's still your grandson, that's still your nephew, that's still your distant cousin as far as my son goes. I didn't even talk about the child abuse thing yet on Facebook, and they were just like coming at me, making it seem like I was doing something wrong when I wasn't. But my own blood family members were tweaking. And I was like, wow. So when the situation came up, when my son was getting abused, my mom conspired with my ex. I found out they were texting back and forth while we were separated. Okay. If you know that your daughter is no longer with this guy, and you know that he started a family somewhere else with somebody else, why are you still talking to him? And why are you talking to him about me? If there was only conversations about my son and how my son was doing in his care, that would have been fine. But they were having conversations about me when I didn't even have my son with me. So why are y'all having conversations about me? And why is my son's caseworker telling me this? My son's caseworker told me I have screenshots of conversations from your ex-husband and from your mom talking about you and your situation. And I was just like, wow. Okay? And so they were making it seem like I was mentally unstable, and that was what their defense was. The thing is, this is a child abuse case. It's not a custody battle. It's not a custody battle. The state of Tennessee took our child away and his other child away from my ex-husband and his girlfriend for abusing him. This has nothing to do with me. So they're trying to make it seem like I was mentally unstable and incapable of being a mother. And so from my mom's standpoint, I'm like, what actually is your intentions with your grandchild at this point? Because you know he's getting abused, so why would you make it seem as if the other parent that's your blood child is incapable of taking care of them? So where does that leave my son at that point? If they were to get away with saying that to the court, where would my son be? So because of that, my son's caseworker said that I had to go to the mental health facility and get a mental health evaluation and bring it to court. I did that, passed it, I was fine. And my mom darn near seemed disappointed in the fact that I was able to just walk away. And I'm like, what was your objective? What were you trying to achieve with that situation? Why are you trying to control this situation to a point where you're damaging everyone? That's why I be saying stuff like, people conspiring against me, because there ain't no way. There ain't no way that happened. And there's other situations going on with my mom and my other relatives too, but that's not directly tied to my divorce case and my son's abuse case. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But just know this: while all this is going on, my family want to get on bullshit. So I told my blood brother, my mom's son, I told him, you are a bitch. And I looked at my mom and I told her, you raised a bitch. Because there ain't no way y'all treating me this way while I'm going through this situation when my son just got abused. I had to put my son in therapy. And he had to evolve past the trauma so that he would stop wetting the bed and being scared at night. And y'all want to treat me this way while me and my son are going through a crisis. This man left me for another female, had a baby, and is still refusing to divorce me and let me move on with my life. When you are legally married to somebody, there are just certain things you can and cannot do if you're in the midst of a divorce. This person, the only thing he gains from being divorced, still married to me, is that I cannot do certain things. Because when you sign the documents, you have to let them know about what you own, what your assets are, what you're doing in life, how much money you make. You have to let them know all these things. So I had just been laying low up until our divorce got finished. I thought I was going to be able to do that and be cool, but apparently not. He just doesn't want me to move on with my life, even though he has a whole new life. Well, now at this point, he doesn't have a life at all. He hasn't seen either of his children in almost a year. So that's what I'm currently dealing with right now. Freethinker said, I was saying, can you countersue for him not going through with the divorce process? I'm just getting the divorce done, like, myself. So there is contested and uncontested divorce. The agreed divorce would be uncontested. That was the first documents that he brought me, and then those are the documents that I presented him with once he didn't turn those in. So now I have to file a contested divorce, which is an entirely different process where you have to file the documents differently. Potentially people could be served by the sheriff. You have to send things by verified mail and stuff like that. It's a forced divorce at that point after the other person hasn't complied. Freethinker said, man, this is too much. Imagine all the other cases and many other scenarios. Yeah, so there's this one Hebrew Israelite dude, and this is why, like, I had already exposed a lot of people in the spiritual community. The Hebrew Israelites got a whole nother thing coming. I can't expose them by name yet. And so there's this one Hebrew Israelite dude who was going by off a statistic. He said that most divorces are initiated by the wife. That's just not true. It's not true. Maybe on paper it says that the wife is the plaintiff, but it's a whole lot more time situations like mine where the man will just leave. He'll just leave. So the wife has we can't do anything but initiate the divorce because he did not leave with a divorce. He left his presence but didn't do any documentation of anything. So just because it says that a wife filed for divorce does not mean that she even wanted to divorce. So you can't just go by statistics. You have to go by the actual storyline of what happened. That's predominantly what happens. Like these, and then even the fact of saying, oh, most women are the ones who file for divorce. Well, why do you think we do that? Aside from situations like mine, okay, don't you think people have reasons for divorcing? I don't think anyone just wants to get divorced. But yeah, there's some gold diggers out here who are weird, who want child support and alimony, but that's not the majority of us. It's just not. The majority of us got married on purpose to be married people. But we're not going to sit up here and be treated like trash. Willie Evans said, people can't handle the truth when you held them accountable. At least you're not tricking or misleading nobody. You know, I have gratitude for you pointing that out because I just don't get it. I'm so open and honest. I showed y'all the Cash App where I sent him the money for the school supplies. Let me see if I could find the food stamps. He got mad too when I was in Atlanta, mind you. The time period he was talking about when I was in Atlanta, I didn't have our son with me. Look, just okay, let me be careful with this. At the top right here, I asked him if he sent the documents, okay? And then he was like, nope, you weren't spamming me about sending them when you were in Atlanta, but now you are. Wonder why. I'll probably won't be sending them. I'll take care of them up here myself or bring them next time I visit. Probably won't need your signature or anything. It'll already be sealed. And then I said, do you actually have the documents? I said, at this point, I feel like you're lying because none of this makes sense. He said, do you actually have a job? I think we have two different answers. So he's talking about when I used to work for the University of Cosmic Intelligence. He thought I was just hanging out with people. I did get paid from the University of Cosmic Intelligence, and I have that information as well. He was just trying to be malicious and try to make something seem like it was what it wasn't. Okay, I'm looking for the food stamps thing. I have messages where we were talking about the food stamps, but so here's the thing. When I sent him the food stamps information so he could use them, my EBT card information, I told him that he could use the rest of the money that was on there because they had canceled my food stamps at that point. And so he told me to reapply. And he said, okay, so I told him it gets cuts off on the 31st and there's like $500 on there. I suggest you buy frozen goods. Here. And then he said, you aren't going to renew? I said I called and got declined. He said, try again, but claim we still live together, me, you, and MJ, and say that I work at Dollar General on the application. When you fill it out, I want to help you through it. Not only MJ, but I could use stamps. I forgot how it feels to use stamps. LOL. Finally can save cash. Plus, y'all can use it too. So, I mean, like, I was already getting food stamps because I was single mom at the time, sort of thing. And then he was also trying to make it to where he could get food stamps with us. Again, he's living with his girlfriend, with his other child already. So my thing is like, why isn't she on food stamps? She could get WIC, which is women, infants, and children. I had WIC when I was pregnant. So why are you asking me to apply for government assistance for all of us and trying to make it seem like we're still a family, but you got a whole nother family over there? I mean, this is what I've been going through, y'all. Like, this was a few months before I had sent the divorce information on my end. So then I responded saying, no, bruh, God doesn't want that. We were supposed to be fully divorced a long time ago. You said you pay the final fees, knowing I didn't have a means of paying them when I didn't have income. You've had plenty of time and help to get to your next level, and you stepped up as a father, which I respect. And that was because he had got, his new baby, and then he said that he could hold NJ full time at that period. And then he said, I don't know what you've been going. Oh, hold on. What did he say? I don't know what you've been going on with you, but I'm about to let you have it real quick. God give me strength. And then he trying to talk about, he trying to, go off on me. He called me a deadbeat mother and like a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I said, just very feminine acting. You expect the baby mama to act like that, but he's a whole nigga acting like that. So, that's just, I don't know. He really just bitch made. He wasn't acting that bitch made when we got together. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if it's his girlfriend just made him, I don't know. But anyway, he wanted me to lie on my food stamp application and say that we were still together. And like have his job on there saying that he'd make a certain income, and with it being 3 people on the application and still having a certain amount of income that we'd be able to qualify or whatever. But I'm just like, we're not together though. We're not together though. So I don't even see why you think that would be a good idea. But that was like a genius plan in his mind because he just wanted some food stamps. But I'm just like, this was the reason that we started a business, so we could have financial freedom and we wouldn't have to be concerned about things like this. But you wanted to leave before the business could get built up and we could have forms of passive income to where we can treat it like it is food stamps. Because that's how it is. When you have passive income and you're just getting payments every month, that's government assistance works the same way. It's just payments every month. So you invest some money, you put some money away, and then you get payments every month. And he knew this. We would study this stuff together. He's not doing none of this anymore with his new girlfriend, so I don't know. Court. Oh, use that in court. Hell, footage, the garden community stuff, that's what we can see online. This is why I'd rather the grid go down. SMH. But you and I both know we're not prepared collectively. I mean, yeah, I know. Hope everything works out. This is stupid to me. Move on mentally then. I know, right? Just move on. But yeah, like my platform alone. Okay, so in the text messages I was talking about with my son's caseworker saying that my mom and my ex were texting each other, my mom was telling my ex about a tent. Y'all know I set up a tent in the backyard and me and my son were practicing camping. That's footage on the internet, on my Instagram and on this channel. We were practicing camping. We have videos about gardening. We have videos about outdoor living. This is an actual lifestyle that we participate in. So they were trying to make it seem like something it wasn't. And I let her know, I was like, we just do that. We just set up a tent in the backyard sometimes and we camp out. Yet they're trying to use that against me in court when court's not even about me. And yeah, they do. I don't think that my ex has reported my channels to the court system, because if he did, he would just look extra dumb, because everything on my channel, my original vlog channel, he's in the videos where we're doing business together and we're doing real estate deals together. We're talking to people together as a couple and teaching people about real estate and like how to do deals and how to find houses and how to find properties and stuff. So I don't think he's reported my channel to them, because I mean, it would just be dumb. But you know, if he wanted to say stuff like, oh, she was in Atlanta at this period of time and she took my son to Atlanta, like, all they would see is my son having fun with other kids. That's it. So if they decide to pick up on this, then that's fine. I just want it to be just known. I want it to be out there, because I'm tired of having to, it's not even so much explaining myself to people. I just don't like people, I don't like the fact that it's my own family coming against me. So that lets me know I really ain't got nobody for real. Like, y'all are cool. You know, I could talk to y'all sometimes. You know, if you send a donation, I appreciate that. But it's just like, yo, my mom came against me in the worst way, trying to make it difficult for me to have my child after he's gone through a traumatic experience. That's why I say things like, yeah, there's a conspiracy or something going on. Like, there's no reason that my own mother is conspiring against me in this way and that my other relatives are treating me this way. But yeah, the whole, it's stupid, and dude just had, I don't know. Zen said the best is yet to come. Facts. Willie Evans said it's mentally torturing. Yes. There's nothing to gain from this. Like, it's just enjoying watching me frustrated. But I'm not even frustrated, because he was trying to say this one other time, I don't know if you're going through depression or something like that, but he didn't let me talk to my son. We had an arrangement for me to talk to my son on that day at that time, and he didn't let me talk to him, so I went the fuck off on him. That has nothing to do with depression. Let me talk to my son. I shouldn't even have to say that to you. Freethinker said, where's the proof of being a deadbeat though? But again, I don't know you all when the camera's off, but you don't seem like one at all. LMAO. There's women who go online and prove they're innocent, but are you? Nope. They can see what you're doing. Passive income for me, Ellie. I plan on just becoming a landlord. Simple. All we gotta do is buy a rental mobile home unit and charge rent to people who choose not to make a change. Yes, I would use that footage, but of course the judge is probably idiots as well. LOL. That's what I thought you could do. Use footage. Like, you can. And the thing is, I don't have to. I'm in the green. I'm good. Like, everything that's gone on in court is fine on my end. So, you know, if I would need to, I already had that prepared. I was prepared to do that, because they were even like, the court doesn't really support homeschooling. They look down on homeschooling. And so I was just like, okay, well, if you feel that way, then I'll write a statement on my experience being homeschooled myself and my other siblings being homeschooled. Because with myself personally, I was enrolled in dual enrollment, which means that I took classes at the University of Memphis while I was in 11th and 12th grade, and I passed those classes with flying colors. The only class that I probably could have did better in was algebra, but you know, everybody was struggling in that class anyway, but I still did really, really well in that class. My younger sister, she did the same thing with dual enrollment, and she graduated a year early, and she got her degree from the HBCU, and she's now currently in Europe studying for her master's program. And then my youngest sibling, they are in dual enrollment as well. Not the homeschool program, but they're in dual enrollment as well with outstanding grades. And I'm just like, they were homeschooled previously before they got into that dual enrollment program. So I'm just like, I don't see why y'all trying to measure homeschooling and child abuse in the same way. But if I need to, I will go there. Because I got the track record. Me and my family got this shit. Both of my parents have college degrees, master's degrees. All of my family is college educated. I'm the only one who's not college educated. However, I got all type of experience both working for both of my parents in our family businesses and having my own business that I ran with my ex. So if folks wanted to have an issue about me homeschooling, I had all type of backup for it. But it became not an issue. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even need to do all that. They didn't come at me for real. I'd rather move away, fuck family. If they not like you and those who understand what we're up against, I'd rather be alone even if I had a kid. Yeah, like, that's why I'm not with them anymore. Like, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. I'm actively going through bullshit and my family want to be on bullshit with me. I'm like, okay. Alright. I'll have my laptop, that USB, and say, look, where do you see deadbeat, LOL, and walk out. But of course, it don't go like that. I don't know, like it just, you gotta speak all the legalese and all that. But that's why I got the proof. I got the screenshots of me sending money for his school supplies. I had sent him some gift money for the Feast of Tabernacles, and I had sent him that food stamp information. So the resources that I did have for EBT, I shared it with him. So Zen said the cord is also broken. It's broken, but it's still like, it's operating in a just way for me for the most part. It's operating in a just way for my son for the most part. I just have to maneuver through it. Freethinker said, yeah, you don't need credentials. Yeah. But yeah, all that started, well, it all started in 2020 as far as the legal paperwork for the divorce goes. My son was taken away from his father and his girlfriend for child abuse at the end of 2022 by the state of Tennessee. I did not file for anything. They are the ones with the lawsuit going on. And so now we're just, we had 2 continuance dates. So now we are waiting for the next court date to see what happens. So yeah, I just want this to be out there. Y'all can support me if you would like to. Like I said, all the information is in the description box, whether you want to donate to me directly with my Cash App, or you want to buy whatever sort of educational tools off of my real estate education website. You can donate with a debit or credit card with one of the donation links, and then the other donation link, you can donate towards actual gardening and farming land projects. It's that donation starts at $11.11, but that's just because, like, buying land is not fucking cheap. Like, I started the donation there. If you want to donate to me, it can start at $1. I don't care. But donating towards those projects, it does start at $11.11, and you will receive some resources with that too. But yeah, man, this is what I've been going through for the past 3 years. Like, I just don't talk about it. I was trying to just go through court and get my stuff finished. That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to make a big deal out of what I got going on. Freethinker said, well, I do have land, but like you said, legalese issues. I gotta wait for them to survey both my land lots so I can get started cutting my own trees. I might die trying to cut a tree of my own, but hey, at least I'll die naturally. No. Yo. No. Okay, so to end this off, I was guided to pull some energy because apparently there's more stuff going on in the ether. There's a lot of stuff going on in the ethers. I don't be paying no attention. as far as with this situation, and just I'm just trying to get it over with. I don't care. Okay. A lot of water. Got a lot of water. Okay. We got the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Chalices, and the Knave of Chalices. So we got Elegua, we got Mbaba Mwana Warse, and we got Legba. So those are the entities here that have made their presence known. The Wheel of Fortune, for me and my son, we're good. Everything's great. Like unexpected good luck, new cycle, ability to seize opportunities, great things. And the Three of Chalices is abundance, conviviality, good cheer and companionship, resolution of problems, and just good things. And then with the Knave of Chalices, it's messenger, interpreter, translator, confidence, secret. Okay, new ideas or resolutions. Oh, okay. And then at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands, and that entity is Omumborumbunga, and that's the Tree of Life. Beginning, starting point, creation, enterprise, initiative. So by me making these decisions and doing what I need to do, it's creating a new life for me and my son, and that's what I've been doing regardless. It's been extra difficult because of how everything has been going with my ex and my blood family members, because you kind of just expect to have problems with your in-laws when it comes to stuff like this. But they were basically begging me to stay with him, even though he actively had his girlfriend with everybody. Like, I'm not gonna get into that, but anyway. So under the wheel, we have the King of Chalices. Who's that? Hetsi Abib. I'm pretty sure his name is Hetsi Abib. But that's king. So royalty energy. That is actually the definition of my son and my ex's name. So in what's that language called? What's that language? Arabic. So in Arabic, their son means their name means king. My son's name is King, and so King of Chalices, I get the energy of someone who's very emotionally balanced. This experience has greatly matured my son, and I don't like the fact that my son had to grow up so fast and defend himself in the court of law. I don't like that. However, it's made him very mature and very balanced in his emotions and how he is as a person. And confirming the Three of Chalices is the Star card. So like that abundance and good cheer and companionship, just like happiness. So now I am on my platform speaking about it. So it's like having that cheer, having that outward celebration sort of energy going on. And I do appreciate all the support from everybody energetically, and whatever words of encouragement y'all give me, even just letting me know what you have going on to help the collective. I appreciate all that, whether your support is financial or not. Like, I greatly appreciate it. And then confirming the Knave of Chalices is the Two of Pentacles. And so that entity, his name is the Star card is Akuj, but the entity for the Two of Pentacles is Yo. His name is Yo, and he is the child of Mawu Lisa, the moon goddess and the sun god. And I just get very youthful energy off of him. And then you get the Pentacles, so it's like financial help and stuff like that. Not necessarily help, but like the essence of being in balance financially, because it's like that juggling energy, what a lot of people say with the Two of Pentacles. But for me, I see it more like balance for this situation. And then on the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles, And so that's mentor teacher type of energy. And so that I appreciate, like, being on a platform, being able to share whatever information, knowledge, and wisdom that I can for you guys. And even, with this situation being the way that it is, I greatly appreciate just being able to share this, because people probably don't know the difference between a contested, uncontested divorce. I didn't know what that was either, but there could be someone else in my situation like mine where they're dealing with someone who refuses to divorce them for whatever reason that might be. So that's the energy I got from that. Free Thinker said, that's crazy. They want you to stay. No, you got to leave legally. Anything after paperwork is done is fair game, for lack of better phrases. I would save this live and make it private if you like, because people need to know. I'm saving it and leaving it public. I'm leaving it public, at least for a good while, so people can know what I'm going through, how they can support if they would like to, and stuff like that. Pharaoh's Ghost said on Instagram. What's on Instagram? But what's good? What's good? Okay, I'm gonna pull these cards and then I'm gonna go. Oh. Okay, this one. Not okay. All right. They said not that card. Message before the one. Maybe I don't see your other comment, because all I see from your comments is on Instagram and then the hand emoji. Unless you're talking about Free Thinker's comment where he says save the live, because I don't see anything else you said. Okay, we got 2 confirmations for the wheel card. So the Wheel of Fortune is Alegua, God of the crossroads and opportunities. And at the bottom of the deck, I got the Railroad. The Railroad foretells a long journey, 3 years. I've been going through this. And then under the Wheel and under the King of Chalices, I got the Roads. And it's literally a crossroads. If you look at this picture, it's a crossroads. So I literally got that up under the roads. And then under the 3 of Chalices and the Star card, I got the Tree is good health. And, like I said, with the 3 of Chalices, it's abundance, it's good cheer, and, stuff like that. So it's good things, good health. And then under the Knave of Chalices and the 2 of Pentacles, I got the Lion. Okay, the Lion presages a shock from bad news. So it predicts bad news and stuff like that. So this situation was very unfortunate. And it's shocking. And then even certain things that happen on Instagram, if you guys know about it, all this is shocking, and all is being revealed. Everything's just out on the table now. No more, like, this wasn't a secret for me. It wasn't a secret. It was just something that I wasn't talking about publicly because it really is nobody else's business. I was just in the middle of a divorce, and now my son is going through a child abuse case, and I just didn't feel like that needed to be shared publicly online. Then once the whole conspiring against me situation started, then I was like, okay, there's something has to happen. So that was when I started sharing about it on Facebook. And then once I got myself situated to where I could go live more often and post videos more often and consistently, and I had enough safety to do so, then I started sharing more here on YouTube and on Instagram. Oh, look, we got the Queen of Pentacles with the deck. But yeah, that's it. If y'all have any more questions, y'all can ask, or if you just want to share anything, you can say it. And I greatly appreciate, whatever it is that you would like to say. This situation, then the other situations that I have been dealing with are all just absolutely wild, and it's just been a lot. I'm very tired because I don't know what this person stands to gain from doing this to me. I don't know what my mom stands to gain from trying to go against me. and her grandchild, I don't know what they stand to gain from this. And this is what people mean by we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but the principalities. Like, these people have got to be demon possessed. I'm not saying that to sound cliche. Like, only a demon could overtake somebody and make them do what they're doing. Because I'm not a perfect person, and I'll admit my faults, I'll admit my wrongs. But in these situations, I'm simply not wrong. And everything that they're saying to hurt me just is not accurate. It's just not. My son went to school for like 2 months of his life, and he did fine academically. He only went to school for 2 months though. I homeschooled him for his whole life. So, I don't know. I don't know what anyone stands to gain. My mom homeschooled me, so to try to make it seem like I'm unstable and I can't homeschool and all, just saying weird stuff to the government to make it difficult for me to live my life with my son doesn't make any sense. Like, my ex-spouse is one thing, his girlfriend is one thing, but my own mother, like, people don't know the type of beef you have to have with your own child to try to sabotage their family like that. And I know she had to do with a lot. I know she had a lot to do with us breaking up too, but I can't. It's not like I'm gonna fight for my relationship. I'm not finna fight for that. I'm not fighting for that. Not anymore. I fought for too long, and people still made the decisions they wanted to make. If my mom said go out of your way and cheat on me with somebody else, then that's on her. That has nothing to do with me, and I'm not finna see. And I cut the deck to the rod. The rod near predicts family quarrels. Like, you know, I wasn't even pulling cards. That just came out. But yeah, since y'all don't have anything to say, that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and go. I appreciate you all listening. This information will be up here for however long I feel necessary for it to be up here, and I will have it monetized too for whatever energetic donations you would like to leave. So if you want to watch the ads on it, if you want to click on the ads on it, that's cool. That's greatly appreciated. If you're not able to send a cash donation, that's great. Your energy and watching the ads would help a lot. And so, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Shalom, Rainicorns.